My name is Brian Crystalline Rojas, straight out of Trigger City, Tampa, Florida, hired by Hernan Roldan. And we are so fired up with our Alliance Couture, our Alliance gear.
Our swag.
Our swag, baby. And we are so fired up for this experience. First time trip, 2 years in the business. We missed Hawaii. Hernan called me through FaceTime and he said, you cannot miss Paris, baby. So we started putting in some appointments. We started putting in the activity. We started putting in the work. There were time of doubts. There were time of not knowing if we were gonna make it, but we made it through, baby. And the experience has been far to none. Favorite thing, man, we went out with Tim Goat to the Eiffel Tower, walking, and just seeing the Eiffel Tower lighting up, you know, taking some pictures with my wife was just amazing. We had a chance to eat crepes, crepes with the Goat Ministry.
We've been saying crepe.
Crepe. We call them crepes, crepes. But just hanging around with people, building relationships, sightseeing, you know, the Eiffel Tower. Who gets to see the Eiffel Tower in person, you know?
The Mona Lisa, even though we were like 200 people behind the Mona Lisa, it was still an awesome experience just to be able to take that selfie, say we were there.
Guys, the experience has been amazing, but the fact that the average person from where I'm from does not get to do this, where nobody just comes to Paris, and if you do, who comes to Paris with 200 of their best friends? And on top of that, who comes to Paris to the Western, guys, to the Western? It's unheard of, you know, and we are so blessed, we are so humbled to be a part of a small thread of people that go against the grain, that go against the currents, you know, that want to make a difference, that want to fight a war against poverty and are doing it. And we get to be elevated with these people. So I am just so grateful that we were able to be here with these leaders today.
I know the closest my family has ever gotten to coming to Paris has been Las Vegas, that fake Eiffel Tower. And so I can actually say that I've been here to Europe. None of my immediate family has been to Europe. So this is just amazing. This is a game changer. Because we know for a fact that our family, when we have one, our children are gonna experience this, our children's children. I mean, this is just like, we're breaking generational curses.
Come on, baby.
Everybody can do it. If we can do it, and we are far, 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 far from perfect, anybody can do it. You just gotta have that WANTTO, that want to.
That want to.
And if y'all want to do this, y'all can do it. We believe in you.
Hey y'all, we are Marcus and Carly Richardson, hired by Andy Albright, been around for a while, but this is one of my favorite trips. We are in Paris, getting to experience all the sights, taste all the food, and get to experience the Paris feel. A couple days ago, we went to see the catacombs. That's all the skulls and walking through, seeing all the dead folks. I didn't know what we were getting into. My wife said we're going to see the catacombs. I said, cool, get down there, see some skulls. A little freaky, but I enjoyed it. Everything's been awesome. We also went to the Louvre Museum. The Louvre Museum is one of those things where you gotta go several times to see everything. We didn't even get through a quarter of it, but that was incredible to see everything at the Louvre Museum. The next part of this is getting to Alaska. So getting here was not simple. It's easy, but not simple, meaning we put in the work, made the calls, got hung up on, got told no. It's what we do though. I don't mind getting told no for experiences like this because this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It'll change your life, change your world. We want you to come to Alaska with us. 115,000. But if you're a go-getter and an overachiever, we want to see you in Seattle, 200,000. We're looking forward to seeing you guys with us. Come with us, y'all. We're the Alliance family. We'll see you in Alaska.
Atlanta?
I am. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Wednesday Call Live. Brought to you today live from beautiful Treasure Island, Florida. Let's hear it for our President and CEO, Andy Albright.
Thank you, Billy. Just want to let y'all know that the recognition at the open house and the boot camp following will be by Billy Chavis. I will not be straining my little voice and going like, Kelly, Haney. It will be Billy. I can't do Billy. But so your recognition will be by Billy from the stage. He'll be doing the sparklers and the bells and whistles and everything. I mean, who gets that stuff? You know, pictures with the sparklers and the videos and the audio. Like, y'all should be like playing that for your children. Like, look at this. There's mommy right there. There's daddy right there. This is good stuff right there. So just look forward to that. I really want to make an impact today to help some of y'all make some more money and change your life. The subject's kind of confused, not confused, it's misleading. It is how to brand. How to brand. So this is what I think. This is what I believe. This is what I want you to think of when you think of me. It's the way I have attempted to brand myself. So for each of you, Alfonso, I would attempt to brand myself with these 4 brands, like these 4 icons, these 4 things that you want to think about. So when I do a hotspot, I did a meeting in Houston. And I had about 14, 15 new people in there. And my goal was to brand me and the alliance. And by the way, the more people that we have branding the company, the greater the brand sticks. You know, when I think about the way stuff is branded, I was thinking about like the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were branded as the bad boys, the football team, and they were just nasty, and they intimidated people, and they had all this. This is what their persona was. It's not that they were any different than the Redskins or the Cowboys. They were, but they lived up. Listen to me. They lived up to their brand. They lived up to who they said they were. So the more we have us saying these brands, the more we believe it and the more we live up to it. And then when people come in, they immediately link on to those brands. Hopefully when I'm saying them, you go like, yep, that's him. Here's my questions. Why don't they think that when they think about you? When they think about you, do they think about these 4 things, or are you branded a different way? And basically saying my way has worked pretty dadgum good, financially, stability-wise. I would think you would try to copy the brands, Bell, and use them. The brands, there's 4 things that you need to think about when you brand. It's who's the villain, who's the bad guy in this affair. What is our external beliefs outside of our body? What do we believe in? What do we believe in internally? And then what's the rationale behind what we say? And those words, to me, the first one, villain, catches me. The other ones, I'm going like, what? But it's right out of a storytelling book. It's how you tell stories, and it's how you brand yourself with a story. So the stories that I'm going to give you to help you brand this is what's critical. My favorite thing is the villain. It's poverty. I've said this so many times, we're after poverty. And I want to hit you with this once, twice, and thrice. Psychologists, sociologists, world leaders, everybody agrees that if we could wipe out poverty, we would solve so many problems in life. It is amazing how people are prettier, nicer, more cordial, easier to get along with when their bills are paid and they got money in a checking account. How many of y'all notice that about yourself and your spouse? Jane will look at a checkbook every once in a while and just puts her in a better mood. What if we could do that for the world? Now, we can't. People say, why can't you? Well, this is my belief, is the Bible says there's always going to be poor people. But it don't say anything about our friends. All of our friends could be wealthy. But if we could strike down poverty in third world countries, if we could strike down poverty, the problem is, what is poverty and figuring out how. But let's don't go there with the problem. Let's go to the villain is poverty. Now, let me tell you some things that people think are the biggest problems in the world. They think education. We can educate people. That's what they think. They think race relations. That's the most important thing. They think politics. If we can get everybody's politics correct. Age. Young people. If we could get young people to treat old people with respect. If we could get old people to treat young people with respect. People, I call these things clickbait. I call them television talking points. Jeff Bright said, I could quote him as, these things are all distractions keeping you away from your brand. And your brand is we're going against poverty, regardless of your age. Think about this. If we think about things that separate, we think about things that divide. If we think about dividing, we think about distraction. Division is distraction. Where we're all in the same page is attraction. People are attracted when they want to help each other. They're not attracted. And you say, but. Well, I just want to remind some of you guys about a conversation that we had with Ohio State football coach. Somebody knows his name. Very important. Everybody knows him. He's not the only person that says this. What's his name?
Urban Meyer.
Yeah, Urban. I need and people, not bud people. I need and people, not but people. We're going to go after poverty. When I walk in the room, y'all know what my agenda is, right? I am not there to divide. I am there to wipe out people's poverty. And so far, I've not had a person object to that. You see, that's a strategy that I use. And I don't care if you're just like me. If you're just like me, I tell you right off, let me tell you, the fact that me and you both like NC State and hunt and fish and watch television has nothing to do with our agenda. Our agenda has to do with wiping out your and my poverty, his and hers poverty. I love that one. Can y'all tell I like that one? A man distracted, a woman distracted is a woman defeated, a man defeated. Anytime we distract, anything that divides, it distracts. Oh, I like these people too. I like Christians, people that believe in Jesus. It's a brother in Jesus. I love that. Sound like Tim Go there, didn't I? Brother in Jesus. Hey, by the way, he's not sound like that. That's him being funny because he's making fun of the preacher. I just like, if you're a brother in Jesus, that scares the shit out of me when somebody says that to me. I'm like, I thought we was against poverty, even for heathens, even for Mormons, even for everybody, and Jehovah's, and even Methodists. We want to stamp out poverty. Y'all get that message? How simple is that? That's our brand. I'm branded a poverty beater downer. So who's going to argue with that? All right. What divides us and what unites us? What divides and what unites? I'm going to attempt always to brand myself as a uniter, not a divider. Well, what about what you really believe? That's what I really believe. I really believe I'd rather have united than divided. But you really want to knock down our poverty? Yeah, sure do. Okay. So our what does external mean? How many people do we reach? Who are we trying to reach? Internal, what do we want for ourselves? Freedom, baby, freedom. And then rationale. Here's our rationale. Our rationale. Who don't deserve wealth? Everybody deserves wealth. Everybody deserves to get out of poverty. Everybody deserves. But who we're going to give it to is them that do. Who we're going to give it to? Them that do. Everybody gets it, but we reward them that do. One app at a time, one person at a time. Matter of fact, let's write this down. I'll tell my marketing team, my governing bodies, my board of directors. I think today's April 28th. I'm just going to declare war on poverty. Whose poverty? My poverty and your poverty. I'm against ever being broke again, and I'm against the fact that some of my people are in a poverty situation. I was thinking about old brother, was it Brother Where Art Thou? And he said, my constituent. He said, my constituent. Any of my constituents that are poverty stricken, I'm against it. I'd love to help you stomp it out. Love to tell you how to do it. Today's about branding, not about how to stomp out poverty. Ooh, I want to talk about how to stomp out poverty. But what I got to talk about is branding. How are you branded? What do you come across? Think about this, Brandon. Me and you fly into 7 different cities. When I walked through the door, talking about Brandon Manley, you were there. Did I do a good job of selling them on these 4 items? And I was not trying to sell a distracting item. Make sense? You should be careful when you come in that you either get them on your side or get them against you. What we want to do every single time, we want to be on the same side of these 3 things. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let's look at some numbers of people that are fighting poverty tooth and nail. I mean, they're just ripping poverty's throat out Where's it at? I got it right here. I ain't got to go far. Here we go, right here. Let's go with it. There you go. Megan Wood is stomping poverty in the mouth. 42 life apps, 2 IULs for $30,000. Tim Long has got his mind right. He's popping poverty in the mouth with 16 for 15 grand. And Olga Mathis and Jason Mathis kicking poverty's teeth out. 13 apps. Those are submit, issue, paid. Megan Wood issued 41 apps this week for 17 grand. Mercedes and Gus. God, what a success story. I would tell people about, can you imagine? I just can't get over the what he's been through, and they keep fighting. Tumor on the back of your head, the size of a baseball, up into your brain. Couldn't walk, throwing up, couldn't see, couldn't talk, took away his speech. Mercedes couldn't speak English for nothing. And now all of a sudden, they text us like, with just, what can we do to help the team? We are back on our feet again. 2 years ago, guys, he went down with a tumor. Back on our feet again. I love that email you sent us, Gus. Joe Walker, kicking butt, taking names. Jonathan and Megan, number 4 in the country this week. Bel Air continues to just smoke it. Mark Hutchinson. Chris, let me see who Chris is. Chris Dingle. New name popped up. One big out, Chris. Marvin Otsoy, good job. You got a guy come in with a big out. I love that. Marvin Osuna knocked out 3 for 10 grand. Jason and Tawny Carey knocked out 10 grand this week. Issue paid. Great job, Jason. Great to see you guys in California. Yeah, California the other day. Jason and Tony, Joseph Pooh continues to put up production, continues to recruit. That guy is destined to be upper echelon with us. Jessica Phillips, 18 apps issued. Gotta love that. Jake and Bale Krause, way to go, Bale. 7 grand. Annuity production. Vernon Smith, part of the Swindell team, comes in with a $400,000 issued annuity. Gus got a $250,000 one, and Mercedes, good job. John Lehman, you got to love him, Mike Leventovich. Who is that, Mike? Is this guy going to be a producer with us?
He's part-time, and he's sneaking in some business here and there, and he recruited a sharp couple. He's got some things going on.
I like him. Joe Walker.
400. Say again?
What did you say, 400?
You got another 400,000 in the hopper he's working on.
Another big annuity?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we change in America one app at a time, baby. Joe and Tony Walker, big annuity, and Gwen Borders Walker, part of Avian's team. Gwen Borders Walker, good stuff. Davies rolled in with the most Foresters. Doug Becker, good to hear Doug Becker's name popping up. And Vinny Napoli. Way to go, Vinny, part of Brandon Manley's team. Top recruiters, Jason Mathis continues to put in the width, baby. Just smoking them. Kyle and Janina. Way to go, Janina. What in the world, Janina? Most recruits I've seen you have in a while. Trip Sharp. What in the world? Trip done put in 3. Brandon Beal put in 3. Michael Guerrera, that's part of Davies' team, part of Mark Hutchinson's team. Put in 3. Licensed agent. Talked to him briefly this morning. Jokers are fired up out of their mind. They're the ones that we met through World Adventures. Jeremy Patton put in 2. Jacob Bell put in 2. Kim and Nicky Long put in 2. Gus Perez, a different Gus, puts in 2. Down under Jason Olga, and Andy Riddle puts in 2. And Riddle, you're down there in Atlanta working depth?
Yeah, we're here today. Near the Atlanta airport.
What's going on down there, man? Tell me who you got. Show me. Turn your phone around and tell them to come around and see who you got in there.
There's John. John wrote 8,000 last week.
How many apps?
10 apps.
What kind of leads?
It was everything, a mix of everything. Mostly multi-level leads. We bought a bunch of those $2 leads they had last week. It was a wide mix. None were A leads, I can tell you that.
He's digging, huh?
Yep.
I love a success like that. Who else you got in there?
We got Ryan and Kathy down there from Alabama. And then they brought 3 of their agents with them down there at the end. So we got 3 more down there.
Ain't that crazy? The ones that drive up from Alabama got more people. Ain't that crazy?
Don had to drive 10 minutes. So
is John direct to you or is in depth?
John's direct to me.
Okay.
Well, John was too in depth, but now he's direct to me.
So, okay. Glad you cleared that up because 99% of the time they are not direct to you. They're in depth. It happens though. 1%, we'll take the 1%. We love those people that we hire and they kill it, but depth seems to be a mystical, magical success element.
Yeah.
Like raise your hand if your upline is still insane, if your direct upline is still insanely active and engaged. Well, we got a mama. Michelle, wait a minute. Were you directly hired by Fitz a long time ago? Michelle Alleman.
No.
Then you don't raise your hand because he's not he gone, whoever that was. Now, Megan, hired by Mama, that's a true statement. Leventovich, hired by Avian, true statement. Jake and Beret, who y'all hired by?
Sarah.
My aunt. Isn't it crazy? The warm market people. Like, is there anybody that answered? Brandon's direct to me. His act is, well, that's right. He's too in depth because I hired Haley and then Haley hired Brandon. Terry Edwards, he answered an ad and his upline's active, Jason and Olga. I'm like, is anybody that it wasn't warm market and your upline? I think, Terry, you might be the only one. Anybody else answer that? It's warm market and then it's drive depth. It's answer to ad and drive depth. This is how we knock poverty in the teeth. Punch them in the head. Hit them with a baseball bat. We attack it. Alfonso, who you hired? You work directly with Leventovich's. Was there people in between there?
Yeah, that was a young man hired me here in Miami. I'm trying to think of his name now, but you might know him. But can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. We can't hear Andy.
Oh, okay.
How about now?
Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
No idea what cut it off.
Yeah,
I said, don't worry about him. We know he was there, right?
Yeah, but he left.
And a placeholder. On a placeholder.
That's it. And Mike and Noel was gracious enough to coach me and give me guidance, and I'm still here. Good thing.
And we are glad you are.
Yes, sir.
So, this is not a drive depth seminar, but if you're hearing this and you're not getting depth, words should be coming to mind like, how do I do that? What am I doing wrong? What should I do different? When should I say this to them? How do I connect? Am I connecting? It should be questions, questions, questions. Questions are going to decide whether you get rich. Questions are going to decide whether you get happy. Questions are going to decide if you become a partner. Hey, let's look at the 40-40 Fight Club real quick, Tia. I love how many people are jumping on board. Stephanie Rodriguez is leading the way. By the way, she's done it more than 4 times. We just quit showing it after 4 because she's got the pants, she's got the shirt, she's got the hat, she's got the tumbler. And I just told Tia, I said, let's start rotating it back around. She keeps submitting it. Let's just keep taking stuff. Do her a whole outfit will be 40-40. I'm all about that. Or let her have a choice of a 24/7 hat or a different kind of NAA hat. Because this 40-40 is the power, baby. Jake and Beret, woohoo, they're on here. Jera's on here. I see her. Alfonso's on here. Mindy, Jake and Belle Krause, Tim and Nikki Long, Terry and Tia Edwards. Stuff ain't complicated. This is good stuff. Let's scroll down and look at the newest ones that got in. Jason and Tony, Letty, Dennis. I think that's Dennis Lyons. Pretty sure. Yep, Dennis Lyons, way to go. Jason and Tony, way to go. Mike and Kerry Williams, way to go. Marvin Osuna, way to go. Scroll down. Let's see who's winning this. This Alaskan cruise is going to be crazy, people. Megan Wood. Oh, we have new people won. Joe and Tony Walker just qualified. Woohoo! And Jeff Turner and Kelly Haney, woohoo! Just qualified. Brandon Beal is like centimeters away from qualifying. Stephen Davies. Let's look down at the managers. Matter of fact, I think Davies has qualified as a manager already, and Megan Wood is qualified as a manager. Diane Lampy right behind. Jeff and Kelly Haney, who have already won the trip, but they're going to qualify as managers. Let's look at this Marico contest. I was cracking up looking at Will Coatney's contest. I like him. Dinner with Albright plus swag, a hat and a pullover, and a tumbler. He's crazy. Robert Wilson is leading the way. He is the Americo lover. Tim Sight, kicking butt, taking names. Marcus Richardson. So those are the three leaders with Americo, Megan Wood, Hutchinson, and Yakey coming right in there behind. All right, cash is king. Hey, listen. Some of you guys, all you got to do is get the apps in, and you've won with American Amicable. Take advantage of those free rooms and the cash they're giving away. Keep in mind, you got a couple of days to get that done. All right, James and Pamela Laura. Let's go down. Power of 10. Keep going down. I want to look at some of these leaderboards. Gwen, Donna. Way to go, Donna Conway. Chicken boom.
Andy, Chris Shepard wanted to point out that this is one of the highest Power of 10K weeks that we have had.
Well, let's stop for a minute then. Let's look at this. Gwen Borders Walker got 20,000. Donna Conway, part of Manley's group, got 18. Brandon Manley. Wait a minute. That Brandon Manley done knocked out 14,000. Woohoo! Walter McLeod, part of Hartlieb's team. Chris Dingle, part of Watsoy's team. And Nick Greco, that I was just talking about recruiting. He also paid 10,000. Way to go, Nick. No, that's Mike's upline. There's Mike Guerrera and Nick Greco. So Nick just issued 10 grand. Woohoo! Good stuff, Brandon, Avian, Davies. All right, let's look at this. I love this leaderboard. 588 apps Megan Wood has issued to lead the country in total premium. That's IULs, Med Advantage, Life apps. You see what she's got. 54 IULs, 2 annuities, 532, who knows what, 588 total apps for 267,000 in premium. I mean, do that. She's shooting for 600,000. Maybe she might get 700,000 premium. Jake and Bell right behind, 106 apps. Jeff and Kelly Haney, y'all got to be proud of that, Kelly. That is great. Vinod, Avian's guy, Brant in jail. Have y'all noticed Brant tick, 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 moving up? He was not in the top 10 at the end of January. Now he's number 5 in the country. Joe Walker has been steady ticking up. Bubba, Brandon Beal continues to knock out the apps, moving up. Stephen Davies, Eric Belair, that's your top 10. Mark Hutchinson is about to break in the top 10. Jonathan and Megan Yakey about to drop you right there, number 12. Woo! Jake and Varay knocking on the door, top 10. Robert Wilson knocking on the door. Gus Gustavo. Look at that, Gus. Tim, is that Tim Tipton? Yep, Tim Tipton having a year of his best year he's ever had with us. Mike and Michelle Alleman, 124 apps, numbered 18. James and Pamela Lara. And Marvin and Julissa Otsoy. These are on the arc, so you know. You can look and see where you are and who you want to pass. All right, scroll me down to the recruiting, Tia. I think that's what I want to do next. Wait. Let's look at scroll back up. Let's look at the month. Let's see Let's see who's winning this month. See if we got a new name. Oh, same name, Megan Wood. Gus. Vernon, let's see who that is. Vernon, I got it right here. Vernon Smith. Oh my gosh. Brant Swindell, your boy Vernon, done cranked it back up. Joe Walker, Joseph Pooh, Jacob Beret, Jonathan Megan Yakey, Tim Sight, and Eric Belair, and Thomas Murphy. Woohoo! That's the top 10 month to date. We still got 5-6 more days. Winning a month is good. Thank you, Tia. All right, what do we got? Oh, yeah, let's look at this recruiting leaderboard. Okay. You get wit, you get depth. So if I'm Joseph Pooh and I am Rodriguez and Patton, I'm thinking, how do I get more depth under Pooh? I'm looking at these numbers going, Patton, 29 wide, wit, depth, baby. ABTF, my staff, we're going wide. We need to get deep. Deep and wide, people. Scroll it down just slowly, Tia. I want to see who we got there. Diane Lampy, Jason and Tawny Carey, 14 and 27. Who's at 13 and 47? Y'all see that? Number 15, 13 and 47. That's kind of what you're looking for. In other words, Riddle's great at 62. It'd be great if his ratio was 62 to 352. Where Diane's 13 to 47. That's a great. Those ratios are looking. You want your width to be going faster than. You want your depth to be growing faster than your width, because your depth needs to be everybody in your base. Okay. All right. Good. I'm good. I'm gonna go to this presentation on branding. I briefly touched on it, but I want to get through. I'll pull up the slideshow, Tia, just briefly, and then we'll come back. All right. So the villain in the cycle of poverty, our generation and generations to come. If we are focused on that, then we're not focused on other stuff. Anytime I get depressed, negative, ill, mean, it's when I'm working on distractions and I'm not working on my core belief. All right? Why do we believe the villain is poverty? Because it's how we get to our sense of community and everybody's on the same page. The dilemma, what are you willing to do to not be broke? All right, scroll one more down to you. If I do not act right now by taking advantage of the opportunity, if we do not act responsibly by introducing others to the opportunity, we risk slipping deeper into the cycle of poverty where choice is stripped away forever. All right, moral, the airline analogy, put your mask on. Then let's help other people put their mask on. Let's put in our wit, let's build our network. Then let's help others. Okay, take me off of it and let's go to the people real quick, Tia. Okay. Jay Krause, you're putting in some wit, okay?
Yes, sir.
Who was the military guy that we hung out with in Denver a little bit?
His name's Mark Burrows. Him and I flew together years ago in Iraq. Great guy.
Okay. Did you reach out to him recently in the last, 90 days, 6 months to get him started? How'd that come about?
Yeah, I reached out, I think, just by a text message, if I'm not mistaken. We had some conversations. It was about maybe 2.5 months ago. Ended up flying out to Denver and hanging out with him for a few days and got him started. And now he's out running appointments today and tomorrow. And he's making a good, strong showing. So he's great.
Okay, so before he made you any money, you flew to Denver. Is what I'm hearing?
Yes, sir.
Can you see how hard that would be to somebody to answer to Craigslist or a ZipRecruiter or a newspaper ad? You with me? But you got no problem going out to Mark, right?
That's right. And as a matter of fact, going out to see him, I had Uber drivers. I met people in the line at the airport, and now we've got 3 people out there just because of that trip. So it's, it kind of compounds on itself. And it's amazing when you go out and see somebody, what happens. Got to go see him a couple days ago in Denver again, and he's coming out here to Washington to work with us. So,
Like, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. Right?
that's how it worked.
You got to be kidding me. You call up a friend. By the way, he's not 27. He's got to be in his 40s or 50s. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But you trust him.
We got a lot of history together. The stories are numerous, that's for sure.
Near-death experiences.
Yeah, that's right.
Buddies that didn't make it out.
For sure. And, that's how, it was my best friend that hired me. We had one person in between, but he was the one who really talked to us about it. And it was because I trusted him that Belle and I really got started in this business. I don't think we would have answered a Craigslist ad. Not in a million years.
You know how much easier it is to invest $10,000 in a friend than it is to invest $10,000 in somebody you don't even know? Does anybody have that first year, your first year in network marketing? I can do it like this right here. There you go. Just texted this to somebody right here. Actually, this is audio of it right there. Okay. So I'm going to read this back to you. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to change your status quo? What if I told you it was EGO? What are you willing? Would you sacrifice your ego? Would you say, how about this? Risk of embarrassment. Would you ROE? Would you risk of embarrassment? How could you be embarrassed? Call your friend, he laughs at you because you're trying to recruit somebody in insurance. He laughs at you because he's already making $16 million a year, so he laughs at you because you invited him to join the team. Risk of embarrassment. Ego. Like, I'm going to ask you, Jake, I need for you to call all those military people. Do you have any more stories for us that you can encourage somebody that what else you've done or what else happened? Either you got embarrassed or you got surprised and they said yes, or you with me? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, it was because of this book, actually, that you encouraged me to read this book that I even reached out to Mark in the first place. And I'm grateful you've been talking about it, but something, you saying that this was the way. And I'll tell you, I've got another good friend of mine that's thinking about coming on as well. We've got contracted 4 people, and we're trying to work depth in them with these principles that are in this book as well. So that was this week. We're committing to moving and going out to the people that we're hiring. We've got young people out in Virginia that would never have come on board if we hadn't taken a flight to go out there and actually meet with them and sit down with them in person, learn about their goals, learn about who they are. And, they're sticking around longer because of that. So it's exciting, Andy. Good things are happening.
Riddle, I loved your text, which I'm gonna let you have credit and you talk about it, man. I love that.
It's just something my old upline told me years ago. EGO stands for edging God out. So it's just an acronym. So anytime
edging God out. What do you think that means?
Anytime that your ego takes over, you're pushing God further out of loving thy friend, loving thy neighbor, and helping people. You're just edging them out. You're edging what God's saying out of your life because you're only focused on yourself.
It comes up later on. It's selfless, selfish, selfless. It has to do with the external. The second one that we're going to go over is selfless. Not having an ego, not edging God out, not putting yourself in first. But understanding, guys, are you continuing to reach out to new people? I'm putting you on the spot, Jake. You can lie if you want to.
Yes, sir. Chris Hill has been fantastic. He's been talking to us about how we can use social media to build a brand and build a story about our business. And we've been experimenting with that, and we're getting people that are direct messaging us saying, hey, what are you guys up to? What are you doing right now that's so special that you've got, pictures with Too Tall Jones in Dallas, and, you've got all of this income that's triple what you had in the Army. How is that even possible? And, big shout out to Chris Hill for encouraging us to, take that route of just building a brand around what we're doing. And then people are actually reaching out to us. But at the same time, we have got to be reaching out to them. And I've got I've got a really good friend that I reached out to a year ago, and he didn't end up coming on board, but he's my age, perfect health, flies helicopters, had a stroke, and now he can't walk. This is urgent. If he had had this business and he had that residual income coming in, he wouldn't have a GoFundMe account. He's a good friend of mine. I flew in Iraq, just the same deployment with Mark. And I didn't push. I don't think that I reached out enough to him, and now his family's in a rough spot. And I hold myself somewhat accountable to that. So, you never know who's looking for an opportunity, guys. You never know. Don't judge anybody. Just reach out to everybody. So we're redoubling our efforts to do that, Andy.
God, so many stories. Oh, listen to this. I say don't get too excited and don't get too depressed. I heard this yesterday by one of my favorite psychologists. She might be a psychiatrist, but it's Mel Robbins, if y'all know who she is. She said, when a person wins the lottery, they're happy like this, and then everything in their life, they continue to bitch about it. When you have a stroke and you can't walk, you get real depressed, and then you start bitching about the stuff you always bitched about. I was like, so let me do this straight. Happiness is an internal program. But because you think, if I paid off everything, I'd be happy. Because I was thinking, because I got so much money, I'm happy. And then she's like, nah. I love bitching about my beach where the government has not let me put my sand back down. And I love laughing about it after I complain about it. So the stroke, believe it or not, if I lost my arm, if I lost my sight, you're depressed only temporary, and then you revert back to being happy about the things you were always happy about, or you revert back to complaining about the things you always complained about. This is a favorite story right here. I'm talking to Michelle Alleman, and I saw her just now. Michelle Alleman, and I'm talking to, I see her. I got you, Michelle. And I'm talking to Jason Molina and his not sure if his wife or girlfriend, Chelsea. Is that right? Yeah. And Brandon Manley. I think Brandon was there. And I said, watch this. Here's how you build your business. And I said, Laisha. She's the hostess. And I said, come here a minute. I want to ask you something. I said, I am expanding my business in this area, and I know you're in school and doing some other stuff. This is my hostess. I said, Aisha. And I went like this, and I said, put your number in there. Remember that, Michelle? Okay. Well, then we started texting, and just reminded me her name and all that. And then I sent her a picture of me and Jane on the beach, and I said, I'm back on the beach. A few more pictures, a couple more texts. I turned her name over to an agent, and the agent has called her and she said, I didn't answer because I was busy and I'm calling her back and she's not picking up. What do I do next? That's called connection. And it's also called luck, because she's not the only person that we met in the last 10 days. Not all of them are responding back to my texts, but that's connection. You remember her, Michelle? The cute little girl, yes. She's studying to be an architect. Yes. I remember now, I sent her the pictures. I said, this is where I'm going to build my house. I've been working with my architect for the last 18 months on what we're going to build here. I can't wait to show you the plans. Why? Because I'm connecting against her poverty, and she loves architecture. So many people want to talk about what we disagree about, and they don't want to talk about what we agree about. You remember her, Brandon? It's just, I show you stuff like this all the time. It is so tricky and so easy. I mean, that's everything right there she said. You know, she was like, sorry to bother you, but I wasn't able to contact Amaka. Initial call. When I tried to call back, there was no answer. I'm not sure what to do. Ha, ha, ha. 3 ha-has. Guys, we're meeting people every day. Jake, I would encourage you to text 5 people between now and the end of the show. If I gave you 5 lottery tickets, would you be willing to scratch them and sniff them and then look at the numbers and see if you won?
Yes, sir.
Kelly, text 5 people that you haven't talked to lately and say, listen, I was just thinking about you. Guys, this is what we got to do. To fight down their poverty, we've got to contact everybody I know. Brandon Beal, every single football player that you played football with in high school and football needs to be reached out to. And hopefully they see your brand of beating down poverty for everybody. Your brand of every single person deserves a shot. Not just tall, good-looking people, but short, ugly ones deserve it too. But don't bring that up. Ain't that crazy? That's my brand. Everybody deserves a shot at beating down poverty. People don't know how to fight for it. Okay, let's do external. We want to help families. We believe in families. Whose families? People that take care of each other. Well, do we believe in a traditional family, ding-dong head? God, mamas and daddies and brothers and sisters and husbands and wives and partners and boyfriends and girlfriends. Family! What the heck don't you get? You trying to distract me? This is what provides a feeling of selflessness. We help others. We go crazy trying to help somebody else. If I tell Brandon Manley to call his friends one more time, he may disown me, but I'm going to tell him one more time. Manley, text at least 5 that you've not contacted. What is wrong with us? What is wrong with us, Joe? The president of your high school, the president of the student body, send them a note. I like this. All important work has a cost. The cost is the due. That's what you got to pay, is you got to do. And your commitment is to others, not just you. You know, it's so hard for me though. I don't want to. Okay, the moral. It's never more rewarding than when you're helping others achieve their goals at the same time protecting families. The most rewarding. What do I say when people say, Andy, why do you keep doing this? Terry, tell them what I say when people say, why do you keep doing this?
So that we can win this war and make sure that your family is taken care of like my family.
It's such a repeatable message. The why I bust my ass. The why I get in a jet when I don't have to. Now, here's people like, but I have to. No, you don't have to. Ain't nobody I'm looking at got to work. Every one of y'all got something to eat. Every one of y'all got a house over your head. You ain't got to do nothing. You need to say, let me tell you why I do this. Here's why I'm in Denver, Jake. It's because you don't have what I got, Mark. What's your other guy that had a stroke?
His name's Nick.
All right. I hope you encourage Nick to be on this call. And Nick, the reason I'm doing this for you is you don't got what I got. When he can understand it, when he knows, when I say, Nick, why do you think Jake's going to do this? You go like, because Jake is, that I don't have what Jake's got. That's the kind of person Jake is. This is our brand, people. Our external brand is, you don't got it. We declared war on our poverty, number one, and your poverty, number two. No, should we put them first? Well, we could, but we'd be lying. Every single one of us think more of ourselves than we do everybody else. The question is, do we think more of everybody else than our comfort? How are we going to get our comfort zone? Because you know it's risky to text somebody you ain't talked to in 5 years or call somebody you ain't talked to in 5 years. Your ego might be damning. Okay. I want to say this too. Connecting with people with the brand is how you get depth. Connecting with people with the brand is how you get depth. But if you don't brand yourself, then it's harder to get deep under people because they're scared. He might have a distracting agenda. If they know your agenda, which is your brand, they're more likely to let you have access to their friend. If my agenda is this, the four I'm saying, but then your agenda is different, and then we go see somebody under you, if your brand is not my brand, it's going to be hard for them to bring friends. They're scared. Their friend might not be happy. But when we sell that brand hard as everything, now it's easier for people to bring people out. Okay, let's go to the internal. So external is them, internal is us. How about this? Freedom, baby. Adam Katz, he's in the air right now. He flew down here. I just had breakfast with him. He's flying back. He's not on the reason you don't see him on here. It's freedom, baby. I'm so happy my friend Adam Katz is stable financially. Freedom, baby. Kids' college education paid for. Emily's moving down here to Florida in June. Sarah's married to her military dude. Andrew just got accepted as a Tar Heel. By the way, Mac Hefner, you ought to give my boy Andrew a congratulations. He's a Tar Heel. They done paid the tuition. See, paid the tuition. Paid the tuition. You know how many kids, their parents don't pay the tuition? I want my kids to work for it. Me too. I want my kids to work. I want them to be hard workers, but I don't want them to have to be burdened. I want to fix their poverty. Okay. Freedom, baby. Internal. Freedom. Let me tell you something. It's a non-stop war, people. Reason to identify the eternal. Exercises the power of choice through the decision to take back your life. How do we take back our life? Mastering the mundane. M&M. Master the mundane. You know how dumb it is to text 5 friends? You know how mundane that is? I'm gonna be nice, Jake, but I'm gonna say this. You know how exciting social media is? You know how boring a text is? It's the mundane that'll make you the money. You showing me that you're texting them? Why stop with 5? Do 8. That one guy said, "Look, I'm quitting working with y'all. You got your standards get higher and higher. And you just keep pushing and pushing. You want me to be more successful and more successful and more successful." I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry about that." You know how my kids feel. How do we get what we want? Requires introduction of productive and process-driven habits. Process. Text 5 today, 5 tomorrow. God, matter of fact, Adam, I can't text Adam, tell that girl to get on the show. I want to say get on the show. I'm going to do this. Somebody asked me this. Besides, who's other close to being partners? Mike Leventovich is close. Andy Riddle is close. Adam Katz is close. Brandon Beal is close. Fitzgerald is close. Jake and Bell are close. Mike and Michelle are close. We got a lot of people that are close to being partners. You're one decision away. Mundane makes the money. Jeff Wright thinks that'd make a good shirt. We all think. Mundane makes the money. I'm going to send this girl to I got her name in there. It's waitress at the Marriott in Houston. I'm going to send it to you, Tia, if you can send her an invite, see if she can jump on live on this thing if she's available. So we can say hey to her. Dude, see, here's what I do. I build a connection. If I'm recruiting her, I want her to know that I like the things she likes. And then I want to find her friends. I was like, God told Michelle, I said, what if she's got a boyfriend? What if she's got a girlfriend? What if she's got a mama? What if she's got a daddy? What if she's got a brother? What if she's got a sister? Now, I'm focused on her, but I'm like a linebacker. I'm looking for that football. All right. The way we get free is we sell and print money, we recruit, and we for profitability, and then we put in debt for stability. Everybody knows. Think about this. How many of y'all have been bored with what I say, so you talk about something different because you think it's more interesting? It's boring. But I look for a person that wants to hear it, and then I'll talk to another person that wants to hear it. Okay, let's go to number 4, rational. So we got helping families, everybody we know, freedom for ourselves. Number 4 is everybody deserves a shot. We don't care how messed up you are. Matter of fact, all of our successful producers are imperfect. All of our successful people have failed short of perfection. Jared Gonzalez, let me pick on you some. How are you doing? Are you running appointments? Are you recruiting? What are you doing today?
I'm out running appointments today, helping families.
Okay. If I talk to you sometimes, I here's what I would be saying. Mike Leventovich, here's what I would be saying to her. I'd say, Jara, you're doing that 40-40. Who's your best? Like, you've got your best friends in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
B, Noel, right? You got your best friends, right?
Right.
Of all the 60 people that you contacted, who do you wish would move up into your top 10 as friends? You with me?
Yeah.
Like, I like this Alicia girl. I could see being friends with her for the next 30 years. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this Aussie guy that we recruited under Brandon, or actually I pushed over to Brandon, and then his wife, Chelsea. I could see being friends with them the next 30 years. See how I know their names? Who do you think would be good friends for the next 30 years that you've contacted and asked them about this business? Any of them?
One person that comes to mind, her name is Marion. I mean, she's a family friend, but when you think long term like that, people that you want to be friends with, be in your inner circle for the next 30 years, it's like we get to pick the people we want to be on our team.
Do you so is she getting involved? Is she getting in class, or where is she? What's her status?
She's in class currently. She's going to be at the event in North Carolina here next.
Okay. Did you just randomly reach out to her? Was it mundane and you just came across her and she was interested? Tell me that story.
So she is a family friend. I was at my mom's house one weekend and she was there just at a barbecue, and I just got to talking to her. Hey, what have you got going on these days? And mentioned it. And she's like, yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because I've been looking for a change, but just haven't found the right thing.
Okay. Do you find yourself when you're walking or jogging or doing the elliptical, reflecting through the people, clients that you need to get back with that $100,000 annuity, agents that need to speed up licensing?
Yeah, so many.
Yeah. So what I do is, and sometimes I'll be just looking at a magazine and I'll see I think of Arizona, I think of you, I think of Joe Dukes, and then I remember he's in Salt Lake. I think of Paul. I think of people, like if I'm looking at a resort like Scottsdale Resort in Arizona, I'll be like, wonder how Jared's doing. Or I'll see a resort in Hawaii and I go, wonder if Jared's went back to Hawaii lately, or wonder, you know what I'm saying? Like I think of my friends, and then I try to send a picture or a text. Because like is it your aunt or your cousin that you were talking about just now that's going to be at the meeting in Burlington?
She's a family friend.
Okay, so a family friend. So like right now, what I would do if I were you, I would take a picture of this. I know you're riding down the road, so I'm risking getting you killed. Taking pictures.
I'm parked.
But I would take a picture of this. Well, yours don't look like mine. I see all these people, and I would send it to them and say, hey, thinking about you, hope you're able to jump on this. If not, I will tell you about it later. You with me? And so like right now, I'm going to send this to Laisha, and I'm going to say, boom. And I'm going to say ha, because I know she likes the word ha. So see how I sent her that picture? And then I put ha. Because she likes the word ha. But she ended that, ha ha, right? You see how simple that is? And what that does, it tells her that I'm thinking about her.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to Michelle Alleman. Look at this, Michelle. So this morning, I'm talking to Katz, and I think, God, that girl was really cool. The little boy, remember? Remember yes. The little boy, Michelle? Look what I sent. I sent him that.
Nice.
And I said, tell my buddy I'm thinking about him. And I sent him this right here, which is me and Adam. Right?
Yes.
And I sent that to him. She's direct to Adam. She's getting through class. And me and her son hit it off. And then I said, hey, I'm sorry, I can't remember your son. I think his name's Duncan. And then she sends me this back. And she says, his name, look at it. His name is William Wallace. And I was like, William Wallace? As in Braveheart? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I immediately cut William Wallace and paste it where this name says her name, Faith, and Adam Katz organization and William Wallace. So now I've got her name. So and she's a single mom. So I'm always going to refer to William Wallace, the warrior. As a matter of fact, if I was Adam is best probably listen to this, I would send something connected to a warrior to William Wallace. That makes sense?
Yes, sir.
I found out her heritage also. Y'all know The Rock, the stud, the wrestler guy? Her heritage is similar to his and Elliot Gorog. So you got Elliot and The Rock. There's also some famous football players where she's from, and there's also some good vodka where these people are from. You with me? So you put those together. I'm for everybody, but let me tell y'all something. When I find out that's her heritage, I'm like, holy cow, we're dealing with warriors. I told Adam, she's smarter than you think. She's more aggressive. It's winning is bred into her. Like, she just can't help it. There's ancestors that kicked arse and took names. You with me? So we gotta accentuate that positive, send that little boy something, and get her through this God-blessed class. It's boring as hell. I get it. But in same way, he contacted her a while back. She faded. She came back. She faded. But he's got to connect. And she came to that meeting, and hopefully I connected with that badass little video of the little boy, right? Has anybody seen that video where I said make people feel special with my little boy, William Wallace? But what I'm saying is, I'm against single mommy's poverty. I'm against everybody's poverty. What separates them? The ones that do. The ones that do. Jeff put a lot of work into these things. All right. The reason we identify our rationale, it produces a pledge of fairness to introduce the opportunity to everybody. Y'all know everybody get mad about the F word, right? 4-letter F word. Can you think of a more upsetting 4-letter F word than fair? F-A-I-R. I'm fair. That's who I am. I'm fair. That's who the alliance is. We're fair. Based on what? You do. So we discriminate on people that don't do, and we give rewards to people that do. Now, if you're the kind of person that wants fair, that's different than that, you ain't on the same page as us. Deep and wide, selling, recruiting, building. And we love people that travel and invest in others. All right. Dilemma. Deciding to change another's course in life by ignoring the temporary awkwardness of meeting a stranger and avoiding the urge to assume your friends are not interested. Andy, you don't understand my friends. They're not interested. Avoid that urge. Your job is to help you're the fisherman. You're not God. You don't get to decide when the fish bites. Your job is to your job is to fish, not to make decisions for people. No two people are the same. You can't equate people, but you can provide a fair system that creates equal opportunity. Equal opportunity. Well, my husband's not involved with the business. It's not fair. Hire one. Recruit one. Well, I can't know. Michelle's husband works for free. Michelle, does your husband work for free?
No, sir.
Hell no. Has he got him on a salary? Nothing's free.
Expensive. He's expensive.
Expensive as hell. Jason, you hear people saying, my wife won't go work like Olga works. That's unfair. He's got Olga. Is Olga free?
No, she's very expensive.
Oh, I can't imagine. Everybody, it's fair. I was telling somebody, they said, I can't afford a secretary. I said, do like I did. Talk somebody into doing it for free. They go, you didn't do that. I go, the hell I didn't. Stacy Boydston. It was Stacy McNeely now, but it was Stacy Boydston when I talked her into working for free. How'd you do that? I don't know. It was nice. Talked about soccer. He loves soccer. Talked about she's a twin. All twins are willing to sacrifice. She's a twin. Anything I could think of. Ain't it funny that I know that? It's just what I could think of that they like to think about, that's what I want to think about and get them to work free. It's a fair business. Megan Wood, I know hubby. She got a husband working. Some people say that's a great thing right there. She's got no man involved in her life, involved in her business. I don't know about that. I can't decide that. I just know it's fair. No two people are the same, but convincing people. Hey, listen, Brandon Bill, if you could convince everybody on your team that this was a fair system and anybody could get rich, do you think that would change your whole organization?
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't that change some of your upline that quit? You think it would? You don't know.
Right.
This is the most fair. So what I'm saying is, if we will all brand ourselves as we're against poverty, we care about families, we want to believe in freedom for ourselves and freedom for others, and we believe that every single person deserves a shot. Our system does not require talent as a prerequisite. It's based on the premise that whosoever do shall prosper. It's based on the premise, whosoever do shall prosper. Rojas gonna bounce up in here. Our biggest challenge moving forward is convincing the masses that a fair place does exist in America. A fair place exists to make a living, not based on who you know, but what you do. Not based on how tall you are, not based on how bald you are. I see some of y'all have an advantage. It's not based on how less hair you have, that way it slicks back and there has no friction. It's not based on how big your eyes are. Brandon Manley, I went to see our buddy right there. You better sell it. Did you try to sell that guy IUL yet?
I don't want to answer that question.
What is wrong with you? Don't you care about nobody but yourself?
I care about him. I'm going to do it. Rolando.
I have been beating his brains out by the IUL. And I'm saying, if I keep, he started, by the way, he went up on price. He started charging me $10 for my beard, which I thought it was a big mistake not charging me for it anyway. The first few times I was like, all right, you don't want to charge me. I'm okay with it. He said, by the way, we're going to start charging $10. I said, you should have done day one, but there's no back pay. We're not doing back pay. I said, if you don't start giving me some referrals, I know some of your friends are broke as hell and need this business, and you need to get involved, and then you need to jump on them. Because see, like this, if I say it and you say it and then somebody else goes in there and say it, the more we brand who we are, Rojas.
Sir.
Boring dookie. Mundane mess. If I could get you more, if I could get you more involved in the mundaneness of recruiting, the most exciting thing in the world is deal with y'all crazy people and the crazy people that I don't see. It's insane, but it's boring as hell to get it started. Right?
Yes, sir.
People be with me like, I'll be like, hey, Aisha, come over here. So what do you study? Architecture. My cousin's an architect. I'm like, calm down. I'm the one that got the conversation started. Why are you so pepper now after I got the first mundane part down? Chris Manifold. Brand by doing. Have me y'all swear that this is going to change your life. From here, this day forward. All right. Marty Doge, my concern is that I walk away thinking this will work. This works like a shower. It's great, temporary, but I have to remind you. You have to be reminded that this will work. What are you going to do different going forward, Marty Doge? Recruiting wise, building wise.
Build better relationships with the people I'm talking to first, and then increase the number of people that I'm talking to on a regular basis. But you've been hitting me every time I send you a text message. It's about relationship building, and it's just something that, you keep looking for a winner, and maybe you'll find one, but I think they're relationally built based on the person they already are. But do they trust you?
I can, in about 10 seconds, I can go in and grab a shirt and hold it up. It says, build a friendship, build a DM shirt. I said it wrong. Build a friendship, build a DM ship. A district manager ship is built with friendships. That's
Yes,
why
sir.
I asked Jara, who is your favorite person? I go to number 2, Jara. Who's number 2? And see, what happens is I will want this family friend. Give me her first name, Jara.
Her name is Marion.
So I'll be thinking about Marion, trying. And then I'll find 2 or 3 people underneath them, and then I'll try to think, try. You with me? And just keep, and then I'll get one deep. And then all of a sudden somebody will come on and I like so much more. And now I got to go like, how am I going to love all these people plus this one? That's what people worry about too, Jared. And my wife said this one time. She's like, how you love all them people and love me? I said, I don't know how to do it. I think I do it one at a time.
I did take a picture and send it to her.
Did you? I think some people don't know what to do like that. How can I say it? Jake Joseph, how do you summarize what I'm telling people? Take a picture and send it to them. How do you summarize it, Jake or Varay? Either one of y'all. Y'all are a couple. Tell me, how do you do it? How do you?
I just, excuse me, something easy. I just made it. I overthink things. So you said talk to 5 people a day. I brought out a little notebook I got, and I make sure now I check off the 5 people that I wrote down, and once I check them off, I write down 5 more people.
Have you found any good ones?
We're finding some good ones. We got elementary school buddy Anthony, who's him and his girlfriend Izzy are coming down to Burlington next week. We got Sergio here and right down the street from us, who's been coming into our house and making things happen with practice appointments. We got another buddy in Tennessee, Landon, and his girlfriend Hannah Grace, who are driving out. So we got people making decisions and doing the activities. So
Alfonso, are you an exception since you're over 27? Are you an exception and you don't have to call your people? Is that what you're thinking? You thinking you're different? Is that what you're thinking?
No, sir. No, sir. I got to call them. I got to call them more. I don't have any time to waste. I need to do it now and right now. I just called a young lady on my phone 2 weeks ago. She worked with me with the school system. I met her, I met her in the grocery store, and we had a conversation. And I like, what are you doing? She said, I'm still at the school system. I said, really? I said, you making as much money you want to? I said, are you free that you can take vacation when you want to? Don't have to call anyone to say I'm not coming in to work? She said, no way. I said, well, she said, what are you doing? I said, well, I have my license and insurance. She said, I got insurance license too. I said, really? I said, that's awesome. And we just had a conversation, and guess what? She's on the team. Has a license, contracted, and made her first sale last week. So it's right here in the phone.
What if I told you there's $1 million in your phone? What if I told you there's $6 million in your phone?
I believe.
Listen, I don't know what mining Bitcoin is. I hear people say they mine. I don't know what it is, but it sounds boring to me. Like you get all the computer power and it mines it. I don't know what that means. Mines it. I don't know what that means, but it's the power, and then it finds something. It breaks the bit chain or something. I listen to all this craziness. Let me explain something to y'all. You need to mine it. My heart sometimes pounds when something happens. I got this picture right here. Can y'all tell what that is?
That looks like Jane's foot on the beach.
What do you recognize her toenails or something?
Dude, I think that's your beach, isn't it? Hopefully that's no other woman's foot on your beach.
She said, take a picture and send it to him. So she took a picture and sent it to me. Apparently she's listening. That's why I'm like, oh crap, I hope I didn't say nothing wrong. Y'all understand what she's saying is, she did what I said do. People love to get pictures. Who's that, Rojas? I couldn't see it, the glare.
As you're talking, I'm just sending message after message. Hey, what are you doing later on? I want to chat with you. Sending them pictures.
Terry.
All right.
Who's our biggest potential underneath Mia? Who's our biggest potential outside of Mia that we are most likely to spend the next 30 years with?
Biggest under Mia right now is going to be Sharnice Bennett out in Danville, Virginia. She is selling, recruiting, and building, and she got this girl up under her that we're excited about named Shaquita. That's right. I called her Shakita one time wrong, and she got me right on. I ain't never forget it. So we got Shaquita, and then outside of Mia's group, we're really excited. I got two people outside of Mia. We got Cheryl Morrison. I used to clean her office. Like, she just got on our team. I used to clean her office when me and Tia had a janitorial business. We used to clean her office. She was an HR director at a local lab here in Winston-Salem. She's already written over 7,000 off of leads and got 125,000 in annuities in the pipeline. And she's recruiting her son, who drives a chip truck and works at another company. He got like 2 or 3 jobs. So we're really excited about her. And then we got this new group that's resurfacing out in Cleveland, Ohio. You just be nice to them and keep them around, and they eventually call you back. So we got Pamela Billingsley coming on strong out of Cleveland, Ohio. Tia was on the phone with her, dialing her list yesterday. We're 3 wide with her, and Shirley is up under Pamela, and Shirley is 2 wide. So we're 3 in depth in that leg right now. Shirley got Dart and Jasmine, and Pamela recruited her son, Amante, who's licensed, and Yasmin, who's getting in class on Friday. So that's who we got, man. We are minding our business.
So I do the same thing. I go, Brandon, who's your best, most likely to be friends for the next 30 years under Noel? This is Bill. Who's the best under Noel? And who's the best? Don't answer. I'm just thinking. Who's the best outside of Noel that most likely we're going to know for the next 30 years? So Brandon Manley. Who's the best under Mark Sellis? Or who's the best under Jeff Schultz? Who's the best under, we think Mark. Who's the best under Jeff? Is it Mark? And then who's the best under Mark? And then outside of them, who's the best? You with me? And then it's who's the best outside of them? Who's my cooks on here? I don't see Tony Carey on here. Who's our cooks that take the stuff and you concentrate it down? Who's the concentration? Joe Dukes? Who's your most, okay, so out, who's the deepest under Jara that you think we're going to spend the next 30 years with? Who's under her? Who outside of Jara are we looking forward to the next 30 years with? Who's the 3 outside of Jara that we most likely should have on this call? That's the way I think it through. And so by the way, if you never get 12 wide, that's a problem. Like if you can't tell me your 12th person, I can't tell you because I can't remember 12 people. But I can dadgum sure look at my drawing and tell you my 12th person. Like I think about Danny Johnson. I'm not sure if he's my number 12. and I'm not sure where Marcus Richardson ranks. I mean, I can pull it up and start reading it off to you. You with me? That's how you get wide, is you keep bringing on 40 people, 40, and then you bring them into the fold. And then you send them pictures and you talk to them and brand yourself to where they trust you, then you can go under you. Bill, I know you want to tell me. I'm going to let you tell me. Who's our number one most potential under Noel, and who outside of him is the most potential?
Most potential under Noel right now is this lady, Amanda, who I think is I think she's the next coming of Michelle Alleman. Like, I really do. She has that kind of potential. And I know that's a dangerous word, potential, but she's definitely got it. She just needs a little bit of molding and a little bit of shaping, but I think she's going to get there. Outside of him, man, we found this really sharp guy. His name is Colt, out of Ohio, not too far from Noel and Evan Patzer. And this guy's bringing on an onslaught of people. Dalton, who you've had a phone call with, I think yesterday. Jennifer, she's in South Carolina, and another guy, Ben Wilson. So all these guys are, with the exception of Jennifer, all these guys are in Ohio. So that Ohio area is about to start kicking ass and taking names. Outside of that, man, we got, I want to say an extra maybe 5 or 6 young, sharp people down in the Burlington area that we just stumbled across, starting with Brandon Puckett, Will Carassi. He's down in Burlington. Will has already hired 4 direct to him. I mean, these kids down in Burlington are kicking ass, man. I can't wait to see what they do.
Went to Southern Alamance, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Guys, listen. Adam was saying it this morning. He said, Andy, if we'd have had this system in 2007, 2008, I go, Adam, we can't we just got to go. I wish I'd have gotten this business when I was Beray's age. I wish upon a star, right? What we got is right now, and right now, 5 years from now, I'm gonna be 62. Where you gonna be 5 years from now? And we're gonna be wishing then too, just like we wishing now. Brandon, who we got? Who's our favorite? Is Mark Sellis the best? And then who's under him?
His brother Daniel is really sharp. And then Daniel's got a couple people under him. Well, he just got his wife on board. She just sold her first policy yesterday. They have a girl named Leslie who I like. And then Daniel ran into, I'm blanking on his name. Ran into one of his high school buddies at Target and recruited him, got him in class. So they got some action happening under Daniel.
Okay. Get him. The one he just ran into, let's try to get him to Burlington.
Okay.
You with me?
Yep.
What's more expensive? Me flying somebody in or me flying to them?
Flying somebody in, because he fly jet. He fly commercial.
So, yeah, flying them in is cheaper, right?
Right.
Let's say if I fly commercial and I fly somebody in, which one's more expensive, flying them in or me flying to get them?
Well, you flying
tricky
to
question. Which one's more expensive? Not which one's cheaper. Which one's more expensive?
You flying to them.
Yes, because I'm only going to meet with one of them. But if I fly them in, it costs me less. Okay, now let's go to you. What's cheaper for you? Flying them in or flying out there to get them?
Flying them in.
That's right, flying them in. So if we can get them to come in, we want them to pay. But if they can't, and we want to spend the next 30 years with them, that little girl just, I don't say text it. Okay. I'll let you say that, Jake. I mean, Dale, perhaps. Okay, width. Do width real quick, Brandon. Who's our favorite?
I know. God, that's a loaded question. So at a width, my favorite is probably a new guy coming on. I got 2. I'm gonna say because I know one of them's listening to it. I like Andy, and I also really like this kid Joey.
It's not the same Andy that's already has a downline. It's a different Andy.
Different Andy. Yep. But Joey's been recruiting like crazy. I found out his parents are in network marketing, which I can't wait. I'm waiting to attack that leg. But he's already recruiting. I mean, we've probably talked to 7 people while he's going through the licensing process, and they're all in 4 of them are in class.
Where'd you find Joey?
Joey Rodesi came from ZipRecruiter.
Nice. Nice when a ZipRecruiter and we're talking about depth already. Woohoo! Scary when it's ZipRecruiter and they tell me how much they're selling. I'm the opposite, ain't I, than most people. Yeah, I am. I was thinking about Wit, Pam Moore, Cuz, Danny Johnson, Tim Tipton, Debbie Ben, Robert Wilson, Tim Sight, Marcus Richardson. Those are solid people, right? They're not in depth. They're in my Wit. And I've quit putting in so much Wit. I still put some every once in a while in. We just had one appear back from been gone for a year and a half, and I was like, he's Wit. Phil Krause, what are you talking about?
I was getting fired up. You're talking about mining. That's my family's heritage. They were mining coal for generations and generations. Now we're going to mine partner. We're both freedom fighters. They were scratching out a living trying to just feed their families. Well, we're going to teach people across America how to protect families and how to feed their own and teach others how to do the same thing. I can't wait. I'm just excited. I get fired up every time I get on here.
Can you imagine getting up every day and going down in a coal mine?
My daddy said he'd go weeks and weeks without seeing the sunshine because it was dark when he went in and dark by the time he came out, and you don't see nothing down there.
Here's your coal mine right here. There are diamonds in this coal mine. When you recruit a guy, what are you after? His coal mine. You with me? And we brand ourselves and our team so that people trust us and they know what we're after. We're after their freedom. We're after our freedom. We're fair to everybody. We believe in families. Everybody deserves a shot. We reward those who do. The more we can be repetitive, people, about this gold mine. Your first year in network marketing, Marty. Is that Bubba over there? Bubba, talk so everybody see what a Bubba looks like.
Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Dude, I see your numbers, man. You're having a hell of a year.
I'm just trying to stay consistent, you know.
Ain't we all?
Yeah.
Y'all know what I need to do when I leave? I need to put on my earbuds, put on my shorts, take off my t-shirt, get my shades out, my glass, and walk and exercise and listen to an audio. I got about 10 phone calls I need to make. Some of them are exciting. All of them are just mundane stuff I got to do. I've got to decide what's the most productive thing I can do with the next hour and a half. Make phone calls. I got a contract I need to read. Y'all gonna be calling me. I'll be like, I see you calling, I can't talk. Somebody I might take their phone call. This is our dilemma. It's what's the most productive thing can we do with our time? Next. We're 1 minute over. Do I go another minute? Do I stop? Hey, listen, this will be live. This will be recorded and available if you think other people need to see it. Olga, I'd be checking to make sure that Wit. Jason, I'd be checking to make sure, say, hey, did you check it out? It was fun. It's who we are. It tells you who we are. You got Brandon and Brandon talking. You got the Warrior talking, the military guy. See, we got so much. Leventovich, Kelly Haney. Woohoo! Thank you guys for plugging in. Y'all made it worthwhile. Hope this was helpful. And we have a few more minutes, a few more hours, a few more days into that. I just booked a friend in that I've been trying to recruit. I did an audio with him. I did a podcast with him, and he invited me on his show. And of course, you know I'm trying to recruit him, right? I just got him booked in. Who's next that you get booked in? From today until the 7th, your company could double. Your 20, Brandon Manley, could go to 40. Marty Dozier, your 2 could go to 4. Brandon Bill, you're 27, could go to 54. If every person goes after this, I am telling y'all, this is Terry, this is how we have an explosion. If just this network I got on here, I sent you this picture, the people we're looking at, if just them will focus on what I'm saying, exponential growth. Nobody will stop us in the world. The momentum will raise everybody's ship. Love y'all. Thanks for plugging in. Let's go kill them. Let's go get ours. Freedom, baby. Freedom fighters. The war is on.